How do you start a teeth whitening business in 2026 in the United States? This episode really needs to be talked about because I see that there's a lot of clickbait on this topic through TikTok, YouTube, different channels. There's so much false information out there both ways, right? There's a lot of false information out there that's telling you, oh yeah, you can do it. There's no rules, there's no regulations. They're pushing you to do something that you could set up wrong and put yourself in liability. Or on the flip side, there's videos out there saying that no, you absolutely cannot, and really crushing the truth on actually providing a service that could be a great business for you depending on how you are looking to set it up, and also what it is for you. Like, is it a side hustle? Is it actually to replace your full income stream? In the realm of 2026, it could be whatever you want. But you have to make sure that you're doing it safe, effectively, and that you're actually following, I don't want to say regulations, because it is, regardless of where you're located in the United States, it is in the gray, unregulated area. If you're going to comment below and put some false information, or you're going to say that I'm wrong, I literally own North America's largest teeth whitening distribution company, and we work with literal providers in every single state. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. If you are actually concerned for your own setup, then email me directly and I would love to help you out. Let's dive in on how you're actually going to get started. Look up the actual information for your location, because really it comes down to where you're located. Once you figure out what you need, how you're going to get started. Now keep in mind, this is a quick little info video. If you want actual in-depth, step-by-step, you can book a mentorship with me, or you can actually just purchase a training or certification package with my team. That's 6+ hours of online learning and live follow-ups with whitening specialists. So if you actually want to dive in and get full training, because this is just a snapshot, then follow the links in the bio. But friend, let's get started.
Hey, I'm Rach, Canadian dental assistant turned teeth whitening educator, founder, and industry leader. Over the past several years, I've helped whitening professionals across North America improve their client results, grow their businesses, and modernize their whitening systems. Whether you're a solo whitening artist or a multi-location dental practice, you're in the right place. Welcome to Mentor Rach, the teeth whitening industry expert.
First thing, for North America, specifically the United States. This video is for the United States. If you're looking for Canada, go find our Canadian option. We do have a Canadian one because it's very different. First thing is, where are you going to practice? Where are you actually going to open your potential teeth whitening business? Find out through your local board what is deemed dentistry. Okay, that's the first step. If you are in a state that deems removing stain as dentistry, then you have to take even further steps, okay? There's quite a few states that don't deem dentistry as stain removal, and there are a few states that do, and that's honestly really the only line. Let's kind of backtrack a little bit. Where is this all coming from? So if you haven't heard of the White Out article, I would highly suggest you look it up. It was published back in 2013, and I've talked to the author within the last couple of years. She does not plan on updating it, but she did an incredible job back in 2013 where she pretty much went to every state that would actually get back to her to figure out what they deem as dentistry in their state and if teeth whitening is considered legal or illegal. Now, do keep in mind this is from 2013, so there has been some changes depending on where you're located, but it just kind of gives you the oversight of what you need to ask for, where you're going to find the info, and why there's even a potential conversation for not being able to do it. So what's the conversation? The conversation is that teeth whitening is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Think of take-home supplies. Oh my God, I mean, the list goes on. There's so many different ways you can get a brighter smile. There's a difference between whitening and bleaching. Bleaching is when you're actually going to use chemical agents, and here in North America, we use peroxide-based gels. Next step in this conversation is it would make sense to go to a dental clinic or an independent dental hygiene clinic to have stain removed. They're the oral experts, they should be doing it. Yes, that makes sense. But I literally lecture on this topic throughout North America at dental clinics. For a variety of reasons, the dental industry did not see teeth whitening to be worth their time. There are so many dental clinics that claim that they offer teeth whitening. They use it for SEO grabbing on their websites, but they don't actually offer the service. Why? They don't offer the service because there's really, for a long time, there's only been like a few big players in the dental industry that have offered in-chair whitening systems to dental clinics. And these systems take a long time. We're talking 90 plus minutes of chair time, really, really high in the sensitivity level, and the cost per patient plus the chair time, then adding the staff time, just makes the price, like the MSRP that you'd have to offer the service at, extremely high, which doesn't make it feasible for a lot of patients. $700, $800, $900, $1,000 for teeth whitening is not what's gonna get booked. So the dental industry stopped offering it. That's when the beauty industry start offering it. Some states went after the teeth whitening providers. So in those states, teeth whitening providers had to get a little crafty. Let's be honest, teeth whitening is not difficult. And I know there might be some providers who are going to put down in the comments, well, what if there's active caries? What if they're putting gel on something that is an abnormality or it shouldn't be contacted with peroxide-based products? Yeah, you're right. But at the same time, are you going to go stop the over-the-counter industry? If you won't offer it to them, they're just going to go and buy something and do it on their own at home. At the end of the day, I mean, if that beauty provider is trained properly and they're using cosmetic products, then at least they actually are giving some better guidance than just Susan placing it over something that she shouldn't at home. Maybe that beauty provider will actually be like, hey, you're not the best candidate. Go back to your primary dental care provider. Easy, easy. At the end of the day, I personally think that the dental industry, you need to make it mandatory that every single dentist has to offer teeth whitening at safe and effective rates, or let the beauty professionals actually get trained properly, actually make it a practice that you have to get a license, that you have to be fully certified by reputable companies. And then if you want to offer teeth whitening, go for it. But at least there be safe options for your patients if you don't want to offer it yourself. We'll rant over it. What is this different state recruitments and like options? What you're gonna do, look at the Whiteout article. Again, it's not updated, so there might be some states that say legal, might be illegal now, etc. Also, the illegal is kind of tricky because at the end of the day, if you are providing cosmetic teeth whitening and you can get insurance, then typically there's no leg for the state to stand on specifically, but if you are concerned, then don't do it. I would hire legal counsel if you're really concerned and if your state seems unclear, and then from there you'll get your answer. But this is for if you are confident and comfortable with moving forward, this is what you're going to do. First things first, you're going to figure out if you can do self-administered or provider method. Self-administered method is going to be for those states that seem like there's a policy or law in place about practicing dentistry and it has the notes of removing stain. So the self-admin method is when you are using stronger than over-the-counter. Over-the-counter in North America is typically up to 14% HP. HP and CP are very different. Take a training course to figure out the differences there. They are not the same thing. So we're talking about 14% HP equivalent gels. That means that typically what you're seeing self-administered providers apply is between 16 to 20%, because this is that range that providers provide without gingival barrier. So gingival barrier, it's typically blue, it comes in different colors if you want it to, but it's going to be to protect your soft tissue from the bleaching agents. So that 16 to 20% is the most common percentage range for self-administered application, meaning that it's stronger than take-home, but it's not strong enough for gingival barrier placement, meaning that you can provide a quote-unquote self-administered option, which is when you're going to pretty much stand by and let the patient put the products on themselves. Self-administered is not my favorite. It's up to you if you want to offer it. There are lots and lots and lots of successful businesses that do self-administered. Think of yourself there as a guide. You've been trained. You're there to guide, but you don't actually touch the client in any way, shape, or form. Okay, that's self-administered, and you're going to be 14 to 20%. I would say most of the time it's also pen form, a whitening pen form. And again, it's stronger than over the counter, but not strong enough for gingival barrier. If you are able to do the provider method is when you're going to do 20 plus. So anything over 20 plus to 25%. 25% is the golden number. 25% is considered still cosmetic. A lot of insurance companies will only cover up to 25% HP to stay in the cosmetic threshold. That means if you're doing anywhere between 20 to 25%, you're putting on gingival barrier. Honestly, there's no HP gels that are 21, 22, 23, 24. It's either you're stopping at 20 and you're doing no gingival barriers, or you're jumping up to 25 and you're doing gingival barrier. 25%, great strength. And you really don't need to go stronger than that, even if you are in a dental clinic, okay? There's lots of studies that show anything 30 plus actually does more harm than good. A lot of false whites, just dehydration, all the things. So 25% is amazing. That is where you're going to sit at your strongest strength as a cosmetic provider. So you're either going to do self-application, the provider does it, you're between 16 to 20%, or you're going to do over 20%, which is going to, honestly, it's just going to be 25%, and that's with gingival barrier coverage, okay? From there, once you decide which route you're going to go legally and what insurance coverage you're going to get, one other option that you're going to look at is what your public health board needs from you to provide a safe space for your clients. Pull up what infection control guidelines you have to follow. I would never, ever, ever, ever cold soak. I know for whatever reason, some states allow that, but just don't. Just one-use disposable everything, okay? That's pretty much the breakdown of what you need to do from like the first steps of investigating. Outside of that step, then of course, once you've figured out what you can and cannot do in your local area, then you also need to look at, okay, where am I going to offer the service? Is it going to be an in-home location? If it's going to be in-home, what licensing do I need with my city to offer a business out of my house? Some cities allow it, some cities do not. Now, outside of that, if you're going to rent a space, then of course look into all the extra additives that you need for rental insurance. If you're like, nope, I'm only going to do mobile or pop-ups at businesses, then again, you have to look into what sort of coverages you need for those different types of business models, and it's all going to depend on where you're located, the different things that you need. Once you have that all figured out, then your next step is going to be actually getting trained. If you are a dental professional offering this, I know you're like, I don't need to be trained because I have all these amazing intraoral skills. And yes, you are right. You're going to be such a good provider because you're already so comfortable being intraoral. But think back to all of our schooling, okay? I don't care if you're a dental assistant. I don't care if you're a hygienist. I don't care if you're a dentist. You do not know how to do teeth whitening. We are literally taught nothing. But maybe we've made a custom tray and that's it. We need actual information, because if you don't understand how like the chromophore theory works or how we actually accumulate stain, where stain actually lives, then you're going to be so frustrated with suppliers because you're not going to get the results that you thought teeth whitening would get, because there's so much fake information out there. You need to be trained. You need to be trained. Go get certified. It's also going to help your insurance policy rates. That is one thing. If you are a non-dental professional, you have to get certified to get insurance. If you are a dental professional, a lot of insurance companies will get you coverage without a certification. They'll just use your diploma, your degree, whatever you hold. But a lot of companies will give you discount policy rates if you have both. That means if you have your certificate and if you have your degree diploma, and some will even give you even lower policy rates if you hand in your resume that shows that you have a long history of being like intraoral. So how are you going to find a certification course? It's the wild, wild west out there, okay? Please, please, please do not go for the cheapest option. Do not go for the option of whoever has the most followers on Instagram. You have to go with a legitimate source, and there are not a lot of legitimate sources out there. I'm going to plug my own company because, hey, I built it. I know it's legit. So you're going to go to fernwhiteningsupplies.ca. Yes, even though it's based in Canada, we deal with the states all the time, okay? So we have some great training for United States providers. There's both self-admin and provider options done in the training course. Go online to Fern Whitening Supplies and you're going to find the clinic startup page, and you're going to see your different options, because what you're going to do is you're going to buy your equipment all together, okay? You're going to buy a package and it's going to get you free certification and training. You could just buy the certification and training and actually pay for it. Wouldn't recommend it, because if you're getting certified and trained, You're gonna need the products, right? You're not just doing this for kicks. Choose a package that works best for you, and then from there, start the training. As soon as you check out, you're going to automatically get your login for your training hub. You're gonna do your online self-training. It takes anywhere from about 6 to 8 hours, depending on how slow you move through the modules. And then after that, you're going to book your post-training one-on-one call with one of our whitening specialists. So that one-on-one time is a video call. You're going to go through any questions, any concerns. Lots of providers will do like a demo patient with us on the line with them. It really depends. It's whatever you need. That's what you're going to do. You're going to go get certified, trained, and grab your products. Hopefully, when you have started looking into how you're going to start your business in your local area, you created a budget. This is something that no one else is going to tell you. I'm not going to give you those fake Instagram stories. You know, I'm sure you've seen it. Maybe that's how you got here, is a chart showing, oh my gosh, you only need 3 clients a day at $160, and then you're going to be making 6 figures in no time. That's not how it works. If running a business was this easy, everyone would do it, okay? Teeth whitening is a legitimate business. By the time you add in all of your overhead, all of your fees, you're gonna run into putting out a lot of cash. You really are. So not only are you going to have to make sure that you're set up for success, but there's so much in 2026 that you have to be prepared to do to run a legitimate business. Your website, your Google profile. You actually have to understand SEO, how to run marketing campaigns, like how to run ads, actually have social media platforms that are engaging your local area so you're actually getting found. Because friend, here's the thing. So many people want a brighter smile, but how are those people going to know that you offer their solution? You have to market so much and it's costly. Figure out what your budget is. Don't just consider, oh, I just need X amount for a startup package for equipment and certification. No, if you're legitimately trying to start a business, you need a budget for advertising, for marketing, for future stock, all the things that come into running a business. So make sure that you are working with a financial provider, like professional, that can help you build a real budget. And then from there, once you see that budget amount and you feel confident that it's the time for you, then get started. Have so much fun with it and build a community. My biggest tip to you would be through your actual social media channels for your business. Do not follow local technicians. You want to make sure that your social media following for your business, for your local area, like if you're providing a B2C service, is so curated to your local industry, right? So you want local people near you. Do not go follow Blue Smiles in a different state, or the technician in the UK, or all the different people that you admire off of your business page, because then your algorithm's gonna think like, I don't know who to put this page in front of, because you're kind of all over the place and you're engaging with content, even though you're supporting fellow technicians and becoming friends with fellow technicians, which is incredible. Do that through a personal page and make sure that your business is locked in on your local area. That's going to help you so much. So then when you actually run ads, your ad budget is actually doing what it needs to. It's not like being thrown all over. There's so many great Facebook communities that you can go and find fellow teeth whitening and tooth gem entrepreneurs in, as well as different educators and suppliers. I mean, don't get me wrong, I just said that the industry is pretty gray market and sketchy. It is, but there are some diamonds out there that you can find and can definitely be great inspiration along the way. Regardless, I hope this video helped. I hope this kind of gets you started in taking that next step of figuring out if starting a teeth whitening business in 2026 is the right call for you in North America, specifically the United States. And if you loved this content, please like and subscribe. And don't forget, I do have the only teeth whitening podcast on the market. Check out Whitening Wednesday on anywhere you stream your podcast. So friend, thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see your business grow.